You know, the introduction that I did to give this evening probably will not surprise you, but it's not, I'm not going to talk at all about any of the things that are in this wonderful program. You can read all of those about this inductee. I want to talk to you more about some things that you don't know, and maybe nobody knows. A little unorthodox introduction here. You know, I know that I can still remember the first time I met Joe Moody. It was January the 9th, 1981. And he was an exceptional child. But what is interesting is some people think, well, he's only 35 years old. This is the Hall of Fame. You know, this is like Sebastian, you know, and you and me, we've been here a long time. And how come somebody only 35? And I go, wait a minute. What about his political career? Let's talk about that political career. You know, in 1982, he was only a year and a half old, and he was on the front page of the newspapers all across the state of Texas with this great T-shirt that said, "Vote for Mark White for governor of Texas," a shirt that his mother designed and put on him. And it was, so that's when he began his political career, almost 34 years ago. And from there, he got involved in something that some of you all are doing right now, probably the most enjoyable and fun thing, and that is door-to-door campaigning. And I guess it was in 1986. He must have been all of 5 years old. He was old enough to walk on his own. His mother and I and his brothers and sisters were walking door-to-door for some candidates. And we came upon a house. Actually, I was talking to the people, and I thought it was a good idea. You know, they'll see the cute little kids and everything, and so maybe it'll help our candidate. And Joe jumped ahead, and he had some campaign material. He walked up to this man who was in his front yard, and he's trying to hand him some material. And this man, of course, there's big all signs, no soliciting, and all of these things. Of course, he didn't read at that age, so he's trying to hand it. The man's very gruff, and he says, "I don't take any campaign material." And then Joe used a really great campaign technique, one that's helped him throughout his political career. He started crying. And I saw that guy go, "Oh no, okay, I'll take the political material. I'll make an exception." You know, he played the role of when he was the only time I ever let him be a Republican, and that was when he got to play Abraham Lincoln, when he went to school and gave speeches, took him out of his top hat, and was on television portraying Lincoln. At Cathedral High School, he was the president of the student body there. And then when he went on to college, so it's been continual, at New Mexico State University, another thing that very few people know, he helped organize and worked very hard in the Al Gore campaign in Doña County that year. He did a lot of really effective door-to-door working that helped carry that state of New Mexico for Gore by only a few hundred votes when they won New Mexico. They still stole the election nationwide. And Joe insisted that we never take down our Al Gore signs in the front yard. They stayed out there for almost a year. So we still believe he was elected president. He went on to law school and worked up there in probably the smallest Democratic party anywhere in the country. There must have been 7 or 8 members in the whole county Democratic Party in Lubbock County for Charlie Stenholm as congressman. And it was a very tough campaign, but he saw what it was like. It wasn't El Paso County. He came back, and I think probably our favorite campaign was the one where he and I walked across Texas. I told him, "Joe, this is going to be a tough campaign. I mean, it's you and I against the Republican Party of Texas, the most wealthy, most powerful organization. I don't know how we're going to do this." And yet, at the end of the day, it was pretty much a family affair. He organized that campaign. He went with me day after day after day across the state. And the only time in 20 years that a Republican has been held to under 52% of the vote, where we almost won that election in 2002. started his political career, and I think he deserves credit. A lot of people try to give me credit for some of the things that he does, like, oh, I got him into the race for state representative. No, we actually had lunch that very day at the filing deadline. And I said, Joe, I don't think this is the time to go. And he said, why? I said, well, it's going to be a tough race. They're going to spend a lot of money. It's going to get mean. It's going to get ugly. And so he said, okay, I'll think about it. About 10 minutes until the filing deadline, he decides he's going to run. So he took the courage. He dropped his name in the hat, borrowed a filing fee from his mother, and filed for office that evening with, I think there was only moments to spare, and actually then won a seat that had not been held by a Democrat for longer than he'd been alive. I think it'd been almost 30 years before a Democrat had won the West Side Northeast seat. Those are a few of the stories about Joe that I don't think many of you know. He's a very dedicated Democrat, like I said, from year 1.5 all the way to 35. He's been at everything. I think he has probably been at more of these Democratic dinners than most of you, because he has been taken by his family, in the early years, and now, of course, he's loved to come to them here. So we're very happy, and I'm very proud, and I have great respect, and my wife and I would like to introduce Joe into the Hall of Fame.